Hello students, welcome to chemistry class. In our last class, we have discussed unit 3, that is electrochemistry. So in that class, we have learned about what is electrochemistry, after that electrochemical cell, then we have learned about some important terms related with electrochemical cell like electrode potential, standard electrode potential, then oxidation potential, reduction potential. Then we have learned about standard hydrogen electrode and representation of electrochemical cell. After studying standard hydrogen electrode, we have learned how the electrode potential of a half cell is calculated using the standard hydrogen electrode. Okay, and we have seen that different half cells have different standard electrode potential or standard reduction potential, because standard electrode potential means standard reduction potential of that half cell, and the value of oxidation potential and reduction potential is same, but their signs are opposite. That means for a half cell, if the standard reduction potential is positive, then the value of standard oxidation potential is negative, but the values are same. After that, we have learned about electrochemical series and also application of electrochemical series. So in today's class, we will discuss Nernst equation, after that relationship between cell potential and equilibrium constant, and then relationship between Gibbs free energy and EMF of a cell or cell potential, and then we will solve some numericals. So first, the Nernst equation. So in our last class, we have seen that when the concentration of the electrolyte is 1 molar or 1 mole per liter, then in the copper half cell, the electrode potential is 0.34 volt, and in zinc half cell, the electrode potential is minus 0.76 volt. But when we will change the concentration, then the electrode potential value will also change. That means the electrode potential always depends on the concentration of the electrolyte used, and hence Nernst gave an equation in which he relate the electrode potential of a half cell with the concentration of the metal ion present in the half cell. So the relationship between the concentration of ions and electrode potential is given by Nernst equation. So let us considering a reduction reaction. In the reduction reaction, the metal is M and the charge on the metal is N positive. So N positive is reducing to M by gaining N numbers of electrons, and then for this reduction reaction, according to Nernst, the electrode potential at any concentration, that is E Mn positive M, is equal to E naught Mn positive M. E naught is standard electrode potential minus 2.303 RT divided by NF log of concentration of pure metal divided by concentration of metal ion, and in case of the pure metal, the concentration is considered as 1, therefore 1 divided by concentration of Mn positive ion. In the equation, R is gas constant and the value is 8.314 joule per Kelvin per mole. Temperature is represented by T, N is numbers of electrons or number of moles of electrons which are participating in the above reduction reaction. F is Faraday's constant and the value of F is 96500 coulomb per mole. Okay, so when the temperature is considered as standard, that means 298 Kelvin, then in the equation all the values are known except the value of N. That means the value of R is 8.314, the temperature is 298 Kelvin, F is 96500. So after putting all the values, then we will get 0.0591. Hence the Nernst equation becomes E m n positive m equal to E naught m n positive m minus 0.0591 divided by n log of 1 divided by m n positive. Okay, that means the electrode potential, that is E m n positive m, depends on the concentration of the metal ion. Okay, so this is the equation given by Nernst to calculate the electrode potential from the concentration of the electrolyte present in the half cell. So this one is for one half cell, and for complete cell let us consider the equation. Suppose A plus small b, they are reacting to give C and D, and in case of product, the small c represents the coefficient before C and the small d represents the coefficient before D, and these small letters are used to balance the chemical equation. Okay, capital A, B, C and D are reactants and products, but small letters A, B, C, D, they represents the coefficients which are used to balance the chemical equation. And for this cell reaction, according to Nernst, E cell equal to, that means the cell potential equal to E naught cell, that is the standard cell potential, minus 2.303 RT divided by NF log of concentration of product divided by concentration of reactant to the power their stoichiometric coefficients. In case of C, the stoichiometric coefficient is small c, therefore the small c is represented by power. So this equation gives the relationship between the concentration of the electrolytes used in the two half cells and the cell potential. So in case of pure solids and liquid, the concentration is always used as 1 or unity. So this equation will be used to calculate some electrode potential of some half cells or to solve some numericals. So we have learned about Nernst equation. So Nernst gave a relationship between electrode potential and the concentration of the electrolyte used in the half cell. After that, let us find the relationship between Nernst equation and equilibrium constant. Okay, so in this equation, at equilibrium, always remember that the value of E cell is 0. That means the cell will stop and the EMF of the cell will become 0. And at equilibrium, you have already studied in class 11, then that concentration of product divided by concentration of reactant is Kc, that means equilibrium constant. That means this value E cell will equal to 0. So 0 equal to E naught cell minus 2.303 RT divided by NF log of Kc. Okay, so after putting these values, we will get E naught cell equal to 0.0591 divided by N log Kc. So when the temperature is 298 Kelvin. So when the temperature is 298 Kelvin, then these all values are known and after putting their values we will get 0.059 divided by n. So E naught cell equal to 0.0591 divided by n log of Kc. So the equation will become this. Okay, and then this equation gives the relationship between Gibbs free energy and the standard EMF of the cell, and hence delta G naught equal to minus NF E naught cell. So this equation is useful to calculate the delta G naught or free energy or the maximum work that can be obtained from the cell. So let us put the values of E naught cell from the above equation in this equation, and after putting this value we will get that delta G naught equal to minus 2.303 RT log Kc. Okay, and this equation also give the relationship between Gibbs free energy or standard free energy and the equilibrium constant. And always remember that for a spontaneous reaction the value of delta G naught is negative, and when the value of delta G naught is negative, then negative and negative, the result will become positive, hence the E naught cell is positive. So for a spontaneous cell reaction the value of delta G naught is negative and the value of E naught cell is always positive. Similarly, for non-spontaneous chemical reactions the value of delta G naught is positive, hence the value of E naught cell is negative. And then at equilibrium the value of delta G naught is 0, and hence the value of E naught cell is also 0. So always remember that for a cell, when the value of E naught cell is positive, then the cell reaction is spontaneous. That means the cell reaction will take place by its own. When the value of delta G naught is positive or the value of E naught cell is negative, then the cell reaction is non-spontaneous. That means the cell will not work. And then when the value of E naught cell is 0, then the cell will stop and the cell reaction is in equilibrium. Okay, so when the cell reaction is spontaneous, then the cell is known as galvanic cell or electrochemical cell. That means in this cell chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. Similarly, when the cell reaction is non-spontaneous, then the cell is known as electrolytic cell. That means the cell reaction is not take place by its own. For this type of cells, electrical energy is used to carry out the cell reaction, and the cell is known as electrolytic cell. And when the value of E naught cell is 0, that means the cell reaction is in equilibrium and the cell will stop, and hence the type of cell is known as dead battery. Okay, now let us solve some questions. So first question is, calculate the EMF of the cell in which the following reaction take place. That means nickel plus 2 Ag positive, and the concentration of Ag positive is given as 0.002 molar, and they are changing to Ni2 positive and the concentration is 0.160 molar and plus 2 Ag. The given value of E naught cell is 1.05 volt. So we have to calculate the EMF of the cell, that means E cell, and in the chemical reaction the concentration is given. So always remember that when the concentration is given and when the EMF of the cell has to determine, then the equation is Nernst equation. And for the above reaction E cell equal to E naught cell minus 0.0591 divided by N log of concentration of product divided by concentration of reactant, and the products are Ni2 positive and 2Ag. Since Ag is present in pure solid state, therefore the concentration of Ag is, that means silver is always considered as 1. Therefore the concentration of product means Ni2 positive divided by concentration of reactant, and reactant means Ag positive. Since nickel is present in solid state, therefore the concentration of nickel is considered as 1. To the power stoichiometric coefficients. In this case, the stoichiometric coefficient is 2, therefore Ag positive to the power 2. Okay, so this equation is the Nernst equation for the above chemical reaction. And in this equation, the value of E naught cell is given as 1.05 volt minus 0.0591, sorry, this term is 0.0591 divided by N. N means numbers of moles of electrons participating in the chemical reaction. Since in case of silver 1 positive charge is present and we are multiplying 2, therefore 1 into 2, 2 positive charge. And in case of nickel, the number of positive charge are 2, that means 2 positive. Therefore the number of moles of electrons participating in the reaction is 2, and hence the value of N is 2. And then log of concentration of nickel, and the concentration of nickel is given as 0.160 divided by concentration of silver, and the concentration of silver is given as 0.002. Okay, so after putting these values and calculating, we will get that 1.05 minus 0.14 volt, and the result is 0.91 volt. Therefore the EMF of this cell, after calculating, we get that 0.91 volt. So in this question we have used the Nernst equation to determine the EMF of this cell when the standard electrode potential is given along with the concentration of the reactants and products. After that, the next question is the cell in which the following reaction occurs. Reaction is given as this one, has E naught cell equal to 0.236 volt at 298 Kelvin. Calculate the standard Gibbs energy and the equilibrium constant of this cell reaction. So we have to determine the standard Gibbs energy and the equilibrium constant. And for the reaction, E naught cell is given. So we already know that delta Z naught equal to minus NF E naught cell. And in the reaction, we have to determine the value of N. And the value of N is, that means 2. Okay, 2 into 3, 6 positive charge in case of iron when it is in reactant site, and in case of product 2 into 2, 4. So difference is 2. Okay, 6 minus 4, 2 electrons. Similarly, when we considered the iodide ion, 2 into minus 1, 2, and in case of iodine the charge is 0, therefore 2 minus 0, 2. For in the reaction, the number of moles of electrons which are participating is 2. Therefore delta Z naught equal to minus 2 into the value of F is 96500. Okay, and then the E naught cell is given as 0.236. So after calculating, we will get the value of delta Z naught as minus 45.55 kilojoule per mole. So we have determined the standard Gibbs energy. And then for value of equilibrium constant, we already know that delta Z naught equal to minus 2.303 RT log of Kc. So log Kc equal to delta Z naught divided by 2.303 RT. Okay, so after determining we will get 7.983. So for Kc we have to take anti-log, and after taking anti-log the value of Kc is 9.616 into 10 to the power 7. So in this question we have learned how to determine the standard Gibbs energy when the value of the E naught cell is given, and similarly the equilibrium constant when the value of delta Z naught is given. Okay, and then our next question is, in the button cells widely used in watches and other devices, the following reaction takes place. The reaction is given as this one. Okay, determine delta Z naught and E naught cell for the reaction, and given as zinc is converting into Zn2 positive and 2 electron. That means the reaction is given as oxidation reaction. Okay, and the value of E naught cell is given as 0.76 volt, and for silver the reaction is given as reduction reaction. Gain of electron means reduction and loss of electron means oxidation. First reaction is oxidation reaction and oxidation potential is given. Okay, and then for the next reaction reduction potential is given. Okay, now to determine the E naught cell, at first we know the reduction minus oxidation, E naught reduction minus E naught oxidation, but we have to take the standard electrode potential. For the reaction of zinc, oxidation potential is given, but standard electrode potential means reduction potential, and we already know that the values of oxidation potential and reduction potentials are same, but their signs are opposite. So when we will consider the reduction potential, the value will minus 0.76 volt. Okay, so after putting minus 0.76 volt, minus the result will become plus. Okay, so the E naught cell is 1.104 volt. So we have determined the E naught cell for the button cell, and then we have to determine the value of delta Z naught, and the value of delta Z naught equal to NF E naught cell, minus NF E naught cell. So minus 2 into 96500 into 1.104 joule. So after determining we will get minus 2.13 into 10 to the power 5 joule. So in this question, at first we have determined E naught cell, that means standard EMF of the cell, and from the standard EMF of the cell we have determined the standard Gibbs free energy change of the reaction. Okay, so in our today's class we have learned about Nernst equation, and then we have seen applications of Nernst equation to determine equilibrium constant, and then to determine the Gibbs free energy of a chemical reaction, and then we have solved some numericals to learn how to determine the EMF of the cell when concentrations are given, then the cell potential, then the equilibrium constant, and the value of Gibbs free energy. So that's all for today's class. Thank you.